Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Harmony Foundation podcast series, and I'm pleased today to be joined with Holly Wilson, Managing Director, and Ann Meese, Clinical Director for Denver Women's Recovery. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having us.
It's good to have you guys here. Before we get into talking about the actual program, we're interested in hearing more about your backgrounds and how you got into the field of addiction treatment. So, Holly, you first. Tell us a little bit about what got you inspired to start this program.
First, I am a woman in recovery, and so my personal treatment experience, as well as my experience in sober living, was probably my primary motivation in creating a program, as well as having the opportunity to be the program director at Ascend Recovery in Utah. Got to learn a lot of wonderful things there, and thought, there was a niche in the Colorado market where they could really use some women's specific services that were clinically savvy with extensive case management.
That's great. And then you are partnering with Ann. So Ann, what got you into working in the field?
I'm also a woman in recovery, and I was lucky enough to begin that road with a foundation of women that were in the field. People in my home group were in the field of addiction, and I was inspired by them and held by them and moved along by them, and I kind of caught the bug to keep learning about myself, and I think it's the most interesting job in the world. I think it's so inspiring and motivating to keep learning about myself and to see other people, see the dots connect for other people.
I often tell people that I didn't choose this profession, it chose me. And I feel like there's so many of us, I think, in this industry that have had that kind of experience, which is great.
Oh, yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about Denver Women's Recovery. It's a new program. It started in February. It's specifically designed to help women when post-treatment. And what we all know is that women oftentimes are mostly underserved, and it's very difficult to get them in treatment. And then obviously aftercare can be really difficult. So as the founder of the program, Holly, can you describe the principles of what you do at your program for women?
So, again, my experience in the field was seeing that there are a lot of components that need to be addressed in the treatment process. And particularly, I think a newer model is the aftercare model and kind of the post-inpatient services. And so for me, it was really important that women not only have a safe and secure environment where they can live after treatment, where they have accountability to maintain their sobriety, but also to have a clinically savvy component that would be able to address any issues that might come up after treatment. And, a lot of the women that I would see, they were either too hazy or not ready emotionally to address some of the deeper issues, or it just was a matter of time. There were so many layers to peel off that they hadn't got to some of the core issues even after inpatient treatment. So it was important to me to have a safe environment where if some of those things were to come up, then we would have the ability to address them. And that was why we were so blessed to get Ann involved in our mission, because, I couldn't have picked a better person or better clinician to help these women so we can help them work with trauma. We have Ann does EMDR as well as other trauma modalities to address these things as they crop up. And then the other heavy principle, I would say, in addition to the clinically savvy component, is the extensive case management. We are big advocates of utilizing executive functioning skills and how that helps to rewire your brain, to utilizing the prefrontal cortex to help you be fortified against taking that first drink or drug.
So great. And I know that you mentioned Ann's experience. Ann, you've had now 18 years of experience working in the field of addiction treatment, and your focus is really built on resiliency, looking at strengths, the abilities and desires for your clients that you've worked with. Can you describe how you're going to apply those principles to the work that you're doing here at Denver Women's Recovery?
Sure. In the model of a almost traditional, I'd say, IOP for that level of care, from that we'll provide women-centered focus through topics, but also through experiential groups and providing the individual care as well. You know, what women want to do a lot, not just women, but anybody in recovery, at first they want to tell the story. I want to tell you just what happened to me, especially in IOP when your brain's kind of working again. And we use their story to show them the strengths that they already have. Mm-hmm. You know, the resiliency components, the humor that's mm-hmm. really there intact still. Mm-hmm. You know, the optimism that's there, the morals that are there, and through their story and through the gentle guidance mm-hmm. of the group as well, mm-hmm. and the mirrors that everyone provides. You know, we get to see people move through our phases. Mm-hmm. So I think through that process, you know, with a traditional base and then focus on a strengths-based mm-hmm. Approach, I think we meet all those concepts mm-hmm. that keep people. It keeps our sobriety precious. Mm-hmm. It's something that you want to keep mm-hmm. and want it to grow.
That's fantastic. Well, both of you are doing some very important work, and we're grateful for that. I know that Harmony is really fortunate to have you all as a resource for our clients, and thanks for taking the time to visit us up here in Estes Park.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we couldn't have a more beautiful day.
I know.
It's gorgeous up here. I don't think there's a better backdrop to have mm-hmm. a program of wellness. So
Thank
you guys are
yes.
lucky.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
So, Holly, if someone wanted to access services at Denver Women's Recovery, how could they get in touch with you all?
They can call me directly. So our admissions line is 888-233-1553. You're also welcome to visit our website, which is denverwomensrecovery.com. But either of those methods, I'm the one on the other end of the line. For me, it's really important, too, if we receive a phone call, I'm not going to stop talking to that person until they reach the appropriate level of care, whether or not that's with us.
Great. Wonderful. Well, thank you both again for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much, Gina.